clap so...
Hey, Scarfee, you're so fine. You're so fun. You blow my mind. Hey, Scarfee.
I don't know.
Oh, my God. Hey, that works.
What was I supposed to do? Who knows?
That was great. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's installment of What's in This Cup?
Oh, my God.
Can you guess what's in the cup?
No.
You can't?
No.
Well...
No, I can, but I don't want to.
Oh, okay, that's fair. Well, if you players at home guessed melted ice from yesterday's Dr. Pepper, you're right!
You want to know something?
What?
Melted ice from lemonade.
Yeah!
From Chili's.
Hi, welcome to Chili's.
And this week's episode of Hi, welcome to Chili's.
Oh, shit.
This is the longest intro in our whole life.
I love it. I had a lot of fun with that one. That was a good intro.
I mean, me too.
Bless.
But it wasn't even an intro. Do you want to do an actual one now?
No, I think we're good.
All of that,
let's just keep rolling. Let's roll with it.
Well, I mean, yeah. But
at this stage, they know who we are.
welcome to this week's episode of
Hi.
week's episode of ADHD. Welcome to this week's episode of Keepin It
I mean,
ADHD.
also yes, though.
I'm Scarfee.
I'm Rahlyx.
And you already heard.
And honestly,
all of our
if
intros.
you're tuning in right now, if you are tuning in on this episode 19, and you go, I fully expect these people to tell me exactly who they are. There are 18 other episodes for that.
Yeah, there are 18.
You don't go to Harry Potter number 8 and go, what are these guys on the screen? What is it? Oh, some kind of wizard. He's got a lightning bolt on his head. What's all this? No, you go watch the other 7 before you go watch number 8. You know what I'm saying?
I just got your reference. my ADHD brain just floated away and then came back, and then I realized what you said. But yeah, it's like you want consistency and structure from us. No, go fuck yourself. You can just
Scarfee woke up today and chose
episodes.
violence.
Yeah, this is our greetings to the
my God.
podcast. From
Hello,
now on.
welcome to
Go
the
fuck
podcast.
yourself.
Go fuck
Hi.
yourself. And let me tell you right there. Well, actually, no, it was past the first minute. We're good.
I mean, at least this week we're a little bit in the higher spirits than last one. So
It's true. It's
you know,
very true.
It's a lot. It's been better.
Not
though there's
too
still
much history happened this week, so
Yeah, there's still well, comparatively,
relatively speaking.
but yeah, overall, it's been great.
Mhm.
This week at least. So it doesn't mean that there's any less bullshit in the world, but that means that we
True.
have something else to talk about now.
Yeah.
So
I'm thinking of changing up everything about my desk.
just you think of changing up. That's the end of the sentence.
Yeah. I'm gonna change up.
Yeah,
What?
you're just
Don't worry
gonna
about it.
change.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I want to get... So, like, Elgato has that part of their multi-mount that is, like, the flexi arm that kind of goes out, right? That you can never get because it's never in stock. And it's like, what I want to do is I actually think I'm going to take down a key light. Because I'm kind of realizing I don't really need 2. And so I might take down a key light, but I'm going to use the post to mount my camera on. Because the post is really nice and it gets rid of a lot of extra moving pieces for me, right? Reduces clutter. I can probably sell the key light or use it as a hair light. I could mount it on the ceiling and use it as a hair light, which would be really nice.
Oh, that would be cool for your setup.
Yeah, exactly. And then I need to fix what's going on back here because there's light. You can see the light here, but it's not going up. So we have just dead wall right here. This light that I'm pointing at right here is a little on-air light. That's going to go up on the wall. I just haven't mounted it yet because I've been doing
You know what you
million
should
things.
do? You should mount your whiteboard there.
I
The
was
one that
thinking
lights
about
up.
that. I don't know where the markers for that are. So that's kind of a problem. They're in some boxes. But
You bought a cool thing and just lost.
I mean,
part of it that makes it.
I used it for what I bought it for, which was to
I mean,
remind people
doesn't
to
it-
give me bits over Halloween. That's pretty much it.
Are those regular markers or are they the like?
They're paint markers. So
I don't know what that means, but okay.
there are specific markers that have a different ink in them. It's like a painty ink instead of like an ink. Because it has to react. It basically it would
Inking.
glow better on the
Makes sense, yeah.
on the thingy, yeah.
Because of the backlight and stuff.
Exactly.
Um.
But yeah, so I gotta fix all that.
Yeah. So also, by the way, if anybody's watching the podcast instead of listening, and you see me bouncing up and down, and actually, like, I'm off my ADHD meds today, and I've been for a while, and I'm also on coffee, which I still.
You're still drinking.
This is a tall. You can see my name on it, but it doesn't matter. Okay. This is a tall cold brew.
Mm-hmm.
I drank this much of it in the morning.
Uh-huh.
I was bouncing off the walls. Never again. Coffee, never again. I forgot that the reason why I stopped drinking coffee like a while ago, because I used to use it as a kind of a home remedy for ADHD, if that makes any sense. But then it was giving me digestion issues, and it was also giving me like insane jitters, but that was because I was drinking it all at once before. So now I started like drinking little bits, and now I found out that before I used to order my cold brew with cream and sugar.
Now you just like it straight.
Like a lot of people do, but now I ordered it plain, like with no sugar, no milk, nothing. And that kind of like slowed me down to like take slower sips. And now I can understand that there's a lot smaller amounts of caffeine that I need to drink to make me crazy.
Yeah.
And now I realize why I had such jitters and stuff and everything. So yeah, now one small cup of cold brew is gonna last me like 2 days, because I'm not gonna drink it again today anymore. It's almost 7 p.m. I'm not gonna be able to go to sleep if I do.
That's one small sip of cold brew for men.
Oh my god.
One big sip of cold brew for mankind.
I love how you have a Go XLR and you still use your hands to make.
You know what? Effects. Okay, because one, I didn't want to change the sliders to get rid of my annoying high pitched voice, right? But also, you can't really do an effective with the megaphone. You know, look at this. It sounds weird. I don't know.
It sounds like a whistle.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like, welcome back. We've got many ghosts for you to hunt. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Yeah, just phasmophobia going on right there. Who is messaging me on Steam right now in this economy?
Me. No, it's not me. But yeah, that's basically what's been going on. We don't really have many topics to talk about, and we know that like there's new tech coming out and stuff, but I feel like we've been talking about tech. We might as well rebrand this podcast into Tech Talk, because and we aren't even qualified to talk about it. We're just enthusiasts. We're not necessarily experts or anything. We don't know any specs or technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties at all times.
We don't know any technical difficulties, but yeah,
not once.
It's just like,
never.
Yeah, we've been talking about tech for almost every single podcast up until now. So I think we need to like shift gears a little bit somewhere else.
Okay, can we just touch on tech real quick, though?
Okay,
just really quick. All right, Samsung announced their new line of phones. It's the S21, the S21 Plus, and the S21 Ultra. The difference between the Plus and the Ultra is 0.1 inch and cameras. That's it. That's the only difference. The Ultra has the Ultra has 6 cameras, where the Plus has 3 cameras. Those are the only differences.
6?
Yeah, 6 cameras. I think it looked like 6 cameras. It was a lot of cameras. 100 times zoom. Not all of it is optical, but 100 times zoom.
Why? Why would you need 6 cameras?
That's what I'm saying.
Why?
Here's the other thing, right? The starting price for the Ultra is like $1,200, I want to say. Like $1,200 or $1,300. They're like, "Oh, well, we pulled down the price $200 across the board." And it's like, "Yeah, but you still, like, it's still way too much for what it is."
Yeah,
you're clocking in still $100 more than the base model iPhone Pro Max.
I got this phone for $1,050.
Yeah,
without trade-in.
Exactly.
Like, with a little discount that I got for like I don't remember what I got a discount for, but it was like some kind of coupon or whatnot. But like even without trade, this one was $1,050. So like If that one is $12.50 or $12.99, however much it is, it's still too much.
They were like, oh well, we'll give you $750 for your Note 10 Plus if you just trade up right now. Just trade up right now. And I was looking at it, and this is typical for phones, right? But in like the tiny color or the tiny phone, they have cool colors. They got like pink and bright red and blue and silver and white. The white looks clean. And then in the bigger one, they're like, well, we got white, we got silver, we got black. That's what you got. And on the Ultra, they have black, gray, navy, and brown. And I'm like,
Brown.
I'm like, what, Samsung? And so it also seems like they're killing off.
Okay, wait. Quick note: nothing wrong with the color brown in general.
No, brown's
I'm just
fine.
saying, on the tech, it never looks good.
It doesn't
for some reason.
It doesn't look
because
good
it's one of those colors, like artists out there like can correct me if not, but like it's one of those colors where like the dimensions of a product, if it's a real life tech that looks like something like this, if you have brown color, unless it's like some kind of shimmer or whatever, if it's flat brown, the dimensions of the whatever you're looking at usually get really like muffled or like fuzzy, because of the way that brown reflects light.
That would make sense to me. They went for a matte finish on all of their phones this time, so that like the frame is shiny, but the body is
that's kind of
matte.
a trend. But like I don't understand why they would go with brown.
Yeah, it was kind of funky
for the phone color. It's why?
Yeah, exactly. Especially after
your phone look kind of cheap.
Especially after the Aura Glow for the Note 10 Plus, like it looks so good.
Do the rainbow.
Look at that.
Why did you do it once and then forget about it?
Look, you can see us in the reflection on my phone.
Yeah, you can see the way we were recording. You can you can copy our process now if you want.
Oh, bless.
The cheat sheet.
Yeah, exactly. Just zoom in really close on my phone.
Or you can see the reflection in the. No, you can't even.
Mostly just light. But okay, so here's the funny thing, right? So Samsung, obviously, their main Twitter account tweeted about the Unpacked event because that's where they went and announced it. You want to know what was at the bottom of that tweet?
What?
Twitter for iPhone.
You know.
Oh, shit.
There's sometimes like a lot of stuff that is out of someone's control when they do things like
that. Is not one.
There's always like a factor that is out of control. That's not one of them.
No. At the very least, you could have just done it on desktop. Like, come on.
On desktop or on your own device. Like, come on.
Even on your phone's browser. You could have tweeted from the browser. Nope.
Yeah. Jesus.
Twitter for iPhone. Anyway, that's the end of the TED Talk. That's the end of the TED Talk. That's the end of TEDx, International. I responded to every spam email that I got, and this is my journey. TED Talk.
TED Talk.
Join me
for coming to my TED Talk.
To reference the wonderful Pyrian Flax, or maybe it was Lewis. I don't remember. Join me on my stupid fucking journey as I respond to every stupid fucking email I get in my stupid fucking inbox.
Is that a reference to something?
It's a reference to the Triforce podcast, which is some guys from the Yogscast. They're very funny.
Cool.
Yeah,
I know nothing about
they're
that.
What's left of the Yogscast after half of the organization has been ousted as creepers and all that fun stuff. So
cool.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Tight.
They're the only good ones left.
It's
a shame. Anyway,
now,
moving on.
Now let's move to the other organization that's also been ousted for like closing their eyes on everything that is happening on their platform.
We talk about Twitch?
Yes, absolutely.
Whoa, dude. Are we talking about PogChamp and how they did one good thing and then are not protecting any of the people that they're promoting?
Yeah. It's been a few weeks without a good-hearted Twitch slander, so we gotta catch up. We gotta meet the quota. So yeah,
you hear that, Twitch? Get it together! Get it together!
He's strangling his Twitch pillow right now for those who are listening at home. So we just wanted to talk about, for anybody who doesn't know, anybody who's been living under a rock, Twitch right now has been doing a campaign where they do a different face for their global PogChamp emote.
Mhm.
If you don't know what PogChamp is, it's basically an expression of, well, yeah, Rahlyx is doing it right now. If you're watching on YouTube, Rahlyx is watching that, doing that expression. But it's basically use like an emoticon to express hype, excitement.
It's like, whoa, dude, what?
Yeah. Like you know how a lot of streamers, memeably so, say like Pog all the time.
Dude, that's pretty poggers, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who's my little PogChamp, dude?
Sorry, I coughed directly into the mic. But
Nice.
yeah, so they're doing a year full of different PogChamp faces connected to a thing that happened earlier, like last week. So the person who was the face of the original PogChamp emote basically fucked up and got replaced by a different face every day for this year.
Fuck up.
At least.
They were just a garbage person.
Well, yeah. It's more like they got discovered.
Yeah.
is what happened.
He's been problematic for a while.
Yeah.
And it just hit the tipping point.
Yeah, but also like what was I saying? Oh yeah, one of the replies under the tweet that got him blasted all over the internet. One of the replies that I really loved was you know that there's this ratio culture going on Twitter right now, where people will reply to your tweet if it's like a hot take or whatever, and it's like ratioed by blank, and it just means that their reply got more likes and engagement than your original post.
Yeah.
So one of the replies to that person's tweet was ratioed by the peak of your career in the picture of his PogChamp emote.
I love that.
Because it actually was the peak of his career. Like he never went on to do anything better than that after that.
Not that I know of, yeah.
And he's just like in general a garbage person, so it was a really funny way to reply to someone. That is a burn. That is really? Like a proper roast.
Send that man some aloe vera.
Yep. He really needs it right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's that, and in connection to them doing a different PogChamp emote every day, there's been a lot of controversy. And basically the Twitch community and the streamer community have been speaking up about the fact that they did a move for diversity, but it also seems a little bit like just a PR move from the PR standpoint, because they are not doing any follow through in terms of protecting the people that they're putting on the face of the global emote, therefore giving them like large amounts of exposure, and they're not doing anything to protect them, because a lot of even though they're like doing representation, increasing representation of the platform by putting there was a drag queen deer was on the face of the PogChamp emote yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Today is Thursday the
14th.
The 14th. Oh my god, I'm completely lost in time.
Month's moving fast.
There's Thursday the 14th. Wednesday the 13th was
Critical Bard.
the day where a drag queen was a PogChamp emote, I think.
Yeah. Or
was
Critical
it 2
Bard?
days ago?
Critical Bard was Tuesday.
Yeah, Critical Bard was Tuesday, and he's a black creator on the Twitch platform. So both of them got extensive amount of hate because they're from the marginalized communities, and while it's good that they're getting represented and pushed into the public view, the aspect of that people are mad about is that Twitch is just doing that and then doing nothing, giving no resources or no sparing no resource to protect them from the incoming harassment, even though they know that is prevalent on the platform. There's no way that people who are running the platform know nothing about the levels of harassment that happen and the levels of intolerance that people experience.
Considering Twitch supports DMs are literally, and their mentions even, are literally full of, hey, this platform has uncontrollable racists. Can you do something about it?
random partner of the day is being an asshole and a racist. What are you gonna do about it?
Nothing.
That's basically everything.
Money, dude. Come on,
Oh.
we're not gonna do that.
I mean, I also kind of feel bad for the people who run the Twitch account and the Twitch support account, because they're probably teams that have probably nothing to do with moderation of the platform, and like they probably have some sort of communication channel to the company, but it's probably not enough to just push it like through, because of the fucked up management system, which is also a problem that ruined a lot of companies, honestly.
I mean, let's be real. It's probably some poor intern who has no authority whatsoever.
Definitely.
Who's just posting what they're being told to post. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, for sure. They probably have like a spreadsheet of like, what are they called? Scheduled posts where they have like, on this date, on this time, post that, and blah blah blah. Like they have like a full on like lined out thing, unless they are directly responding to someone.
Yeah.
But anyway, in any case, that is also a bad thing for a company to do. Like, have a social media presence and then not use it to gather feedback from your own base.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of
it's
bad.
A mess.
Kind of.
Yeah. It's just it's kind of silly, right? Not kind of. It is silly. It's just Twitch has this habit of doing one thing right, and then like 10 things just completely wrong. And
yeah, one step forward and 5 steps backwards.
Exactly.
Every single time.
And it's like, come on, guys. I know they're more capable than that because of how quickly they went. Right, PogChamp's gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was one of the quickest responses ever.
Exactly.
And the one thing that I commented when they did that was, like, I'm glad that they did it, and it's great, it's amazing. Mm-hmm. I wish they were doing everything else as quickly as they did that, because literally that person who was the old face of the PogChamp tweeted the tweet like, I don't know, 3 p.m. on a day on Wednesday.
Yeah.
By 6 p.m. on Wednesday, they were removed. Like 3 hours, and they were removed.
No, literally no time at all.
And some other issues that they're facing, it's been years and they haven't fixed them. Like the difference between those two, like what they did in regards of PR with that move is that they removed any kind of possible excuse that they had for not doing whatever they have not done before.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's just was like, thank you for the good move. Now, what are you gonna do about all of the other things on the list that we've been talking
exactly.
about?
Like we've been asking, so it's time to maybe give us some help here.
And like it's a silly thing, right? Like you said, it's a silly thing. In general, like the fact that it's all so like easily manageable, like, and they're just literally choosing not to do anything about it.
Yeah,
and it would be like it is a silly thing, but it has real life consequences. Like for the people who are being harassed, it's real stress. It's real, like their communities are getting overwhelmed by trolls, and then some of their information is getting doxxed sometimes when people are really like going insane, which just fucking what the fuck.
Yep.
And I just cannot believe that they literally could not spare for this specific issue when they were planning out what they were going to do with this specific feature. I refuse to acknowledge that they did not think of like dedicating maybe like 1 or 2 staff members to like go into the chats of the people who they're making the PogChamp face.
Yep.
And like just help moderate their chat for a little bit.
Literally, that would be so easy.
That would be so easy, and that would be like the logical thing to do. The first thing you think about when you think like, okay, I'm gonna put them as a PogChamp emote for the whole site to see, is, but they're gonna get an influx of people who've never seen them before, and they're probably gonna be rude because it's the internet.
Yeah.
Maybe I should dedicate 1 or 2 staff members to like maybe help out with moderation, because like their mod team is probably already overwhelmed as is.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because everybody's mod team is usually sized to the size of their channel.
Exactly.
Like,
most people run pretty
people
small mod teams. Like,
yeah. Like one of the people that we know who streams, who's Julian.
Yeah.
His mod team is like
4?
what, 3-4 people?
Sierra, Taylor, Lizzie, and Hero.
Yeah. 4 people. for concurrent viewers an average of like 4,000.
Yeah,
So 1,000
like
people
4 to
per
6,
person.
yeah.
I mean, obviously not that many people chat in the chat every time, but
I mean, yeah, it also
it's
helps
still
that I
a
have
lot
it
of
set to
people.
sub only. But it's one of those things, right? Where when you're being featured by Twitch for something, you can't really set your channel to sub only. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can't really. It's hard to do like the follow only as well. Although that's makes a little more sense, right? But it's just like, Jesus Christ, like Twitch, come on, literally. Just put one person, two people,
Yeah.
2 staff members
You
in there
have
that can
resources
just
to
like
spare. Do
literally,
it.
yeah, exactly. You guys have the ban hammer, the proper ban hammer, like Mjolnir the ban hammer, and you're not using it. Like you could have protected the people that you are essentially painting a target on their back for, and they chose not to, and it's like, come on, that sucks. That sucks.
And people are like, well, people on Twitter, they usually see who are not parts of like streamer Twitter or like majorly part of like any streaming community or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I see people on Twitter doing the takes of like, I hate streamer Twitter because all they do is complain. Well, yeah, no shit, Sherlock,
Yeah.
because they have stuff to complain about,
Exactly.
and because if they don't, then nothing gets done ever.
Yeah.
Because Twitch has no competitors.
Oh wow.
whatever you may say about Facebook Gaming or YouTube Live, they're nowhere near like the level of refinement of the system of the like streaming and stuff. that
I still
Twitch
think
has.
Mixer's gonna make it.
It closed down 6 months ago.
Oh my god.
You're still rooting. You still have investments in their stocks. You're the only investor left.
I still
like,
have. Oh, you can't really see it. That says Mixer, baby. That says Mixer.
Is that the hand sanitizer?
Yeah, it's hand sanitizer I got at PAX South 2018.
Before it was cool. Before having hand sanitizer on you was cool.
Exactly, dude. But that hand sanitizer sat in my closet for like, yeah, basically since PAX South 2018. And then I was like, while we were moving, I was like, whoa!
Oh, look what I have!
Let's go, dude.
A dead company's keychain.
Exactly, dude. And honestly, that's one of the biggest reasons why I've been using it, because I'm like, this is too funny. It's just like, oh yeah, can I have some hand sanitizer? I'm like, yeah, sponsored by Mixer. They're gone, but sponsored by Mixer. Oh, bless.
Also, I wish I bought, like, going off topic now. I wish I bought Bitcoin like a long time ago when my friend was like really obsessed with it.
Yeah,
it's at like how much?
It's just under 40,000 right now, or as last I checked earlier today. But let me tell you, I know how you feel, because in 2013, in my speech class at college, I gave a speech on why people should invest in Bitcoin. Mind you, this is when Bitcoin was $400 a coin. All right. And all my class was like, well, I see what you're saying, but it's kind of dumb, so I'm not going to do it. The amount of times I've gotten messages in the last year that are like, hey, how are you? I hope you're doing great. We haven't talked since freshman year. I was thinking, do you have any of those Bitcoins you were talking about? Would you be willing to sell them to me for like 4,000 a coin? And I'm like,
no, they're 30.
Literally no.
Literally no. You should have thought about it earlier.
It's maybe just maybe. Listen to the guy who knows a lot about technology, who's telling you about something that you should do some research into. The speech class was all about being persuasive, and I was very persuasive, but everybody's like, well, I don't understand the technology, so I'm not going to do it. And I'm like, well, I can only give you so much technology in 5 minutes, right? But if you want to talk about it, we can talk. I put my phone number on the slides, and I was like, if you want to talk Bitcoin, if you want to learn more, text me. Let's talk.
I mean,
and nobody did.
You know how people are with communication and
well, you know what? I know, but it's just one of those things where it's like, it's so funny to me that everybody's like, this guy's a crackpot. And now it's like, damn, I wish I had more. I wish I hadn't sold a whole coin 3 years ago. But but I need car repairs, right?
It's always
So-
the same thing. It's always the
exactly.
same thing.
And the thing is like if people aren't
Something-
moving their
some-
coin, then it's not growing. It's not. So it's just one of those things.
Something explodes on the financial market, and then there's an avalanche of people on social media being like, "Fuck!"
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's literally like when.
That was a good Chris Melberger scream.
Fuck, dude.
Fuck!
That is a really good one. Bless.
Quick update.
I mean, it's
Fuck!
that's one of the funniest fucking vines. One of the funniest vines, dude.
Yep.
Bless.
Melberger's
What
a
was I
great
gonna
guy.
say?
Oh, I just wanted to note really quickly before I forget is that
I
when
completely lost what I was gonna say. What? Sorry.
but if, we've done enough podcasts at this point
Mhm.
that I've noticed that you have the same voice for every person who ever crossed you, or like every person who you think is stupid.
Oh, it's
You
this
have-
voice. Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
it's this voice every single time.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right?
This is your voice for stupid.
if there's one thing Stream has taught me, it's that the viewers really hate when I do the Cletus voice, which is that voice but turned country, right?
Mhm.
And so it's like, okay, if I can convey how much I
Cletus voice.
dislike this person through a voice that causes you to viscerally dislike that voice, then I am effectively communicating how annoying I thought that person was at the time.
I mean, yeah, that is true. That is very effective.
Yeah, it's all about
really
the
good way
power
to-
of well, not nonverbal but it's all about the tones and how it impacts you, and it's actually a very important thing in voice acting, which is something I
Subliminal
want.
communication.
Yeah, exactly. And god damn it, I wish the games that I did voice acting for actually got published. They didn't. I'm very annoyed about it, but I did some really good fucking voiceovers. I was some skeletons. I was some wizard. I was a lot of things. I was a
And I
whole
also hope you
entire
didn't sign
family.
any NDAs.
No, I don't think I did. Well, I mean, I'm not saying anything specifically, but
I mean, yeah, true. I
I
was
mean,
like, I was gonna say, do you want to talk about those games for a little bit? And then I was like,
I
probably
think I can
shouldn't.
talk about one of them. I can't talk. I know I can't talk about the other one, but I can talk about one of them. It was a VR game. It was just a
It's
tower
your
defense.
legal trouble.
It's-
You do it.
They're not going to sue me.
Also, sorry if you. See
I
me,
saw
like,
the
catching-
fly. I saw
Yeah,
the fly.
if you could see it like if you see me like if you see any flies flying if you see any flies flying around the camera, or if you see me like
punch it.
grabbing at stuff in midair, it's because my cat found something and dragged it somewhere, which was like a piece of food or something, I think, or maybe like I don't know, peelings from a banana or whatever, and now I have fruit flies in my apartment.
Love that for
So
you.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
great times.
I don't know when I'm gonna find it, so
You'll find it. I believe in you. Alas.
it's gonna be amazing.
But yeah, so one of the games was a tower defense VR game, where you're protecting a crystal basically,
Mhm.
and you're a knight, and so you have a shield and you have a sword, but you can also swap your weapon inside the shield, and so you fight skeletons and big skelly bosses, things that attack you trying to get to the crystal, right?
Sounds like a very generic game concept.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was. I mean, it was like a proof of concept. It started as a proof of concept final project, for these people's game design degree, right? But then they were like, well, we're gonna publish it probably. Once we're out of school, we're gonna, spruce it up a little bit more, give it some more meat, and then put it out there. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Something that I'm doing right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm graduating in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months.
Hell yeah.
Holy shit!
Hell yeah.
Like
You're gonna join the adult world of drifting day to day with no purpose aside from doing your 9 to 5 and then going home and going, what am I supposed to do? Or alternatively, you'll join my ranks of doing the 9 to 5, taking an hour break, doing prep work for streaming,
and
getting
then
off
doing another
stream.
equivalent of 9 to 5, but in different things.
Exactly. And then after you've done stream, then you have to prep up some shirts for dyeing overnight, and then during your lunch breaks, you have to wash out the shirts, and then when you're done with work, you gotta screen print the shirt. Oh my god, dude! And then
the result,
every Thursday you gotta record a podcast.
Yeah, but the result of all of that work, guess what? Burpcup.com. Burpcup.com. For a shirt that you can see on the screen right now if you're watching the podcast, but it's a really cool green and blue shirt with a burb printed on it.
Well, actually, this one is just technically straight up green, but so the way the dyeing process works. So here, I'll give a little backstory. Actually, I'll keep the shirt out. So I use ice to dye the shirt, right? And what you see is when you get to the edge of the green, right? And it's kind of like blue and then white, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is you take dye powder and you sprinkle it on top of ice that you've laid all over the shirt, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And then so the ice melts and brings the dye down with it, and so it goes through the shirt. But what you get is kind of like a transition color, basically.
Oh,
where
so it's just different shades of the same color powder, basically.
Exactly. So you have a vibrant green where it's concentrated, and then it spreads out to a yellow and to a blue.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty cool. The here, actually, hold on, 2 seconds. I have a fresh batch of ones that I finished today.
I completely forgot that we were recording, and I just looked away as you walked away because I was like, oh, he's gonna be back in a second, and I just completely forgot that we were recording, and I like we have to keep it going, and for people at home, it's just gonna be like, be right back, and it's gonna be just 10 seconds of silence.
No, that's okay.
I'm
Dude,
so
I love
sorry.
that band. 10 seconds of silence. Okay, so this is technically purple, all right? But it looks more like a blueberry pancake, and I kind of love it.
Oh my god, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah.
Dude, that looks like marble steak.
Right?
Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
You know how those like you know those what are they, quartz? No, they're not quartz.
I actually think
It's
this
like,
one is
there's-
Ginger's. So, Ginger.
There's
your
a
shirt.
picture. There's pictures on the internet that go around of minerals like cut in half or like cracked in half when they're like
A
cracked
geode.
in the middle,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you can see.
Geode.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
some of them look like you know, some people will post them on Twitter and say like this looks like a piece of meat, that kind of like
Yeah.
marbling in the stone.
Yeah.
That's what that shirt looks like.
Hell yeah. I'm pretty excited.
looks-
I was a little
it looks
disappointed
great.
that it wasn't like purple, but like,
But it came out really well.
yeah, I'm
But
very
now-
into it. And well, so hold up real quick because I want to point something out. You see this blue bit right here?
Yeah.
So this is what's cool about the ice dyeing is you get like fractal designs that melt through
Mhm.
because of the way it goes. So you have kind of like watercolory designs, and then interspersed through the watercolor, you just get like random really sharp pops because of the ice, and I love it. I love it so much, dude.
I love it so much as well.
I really love
It's
doing
just
the
like-
ice dyes.
Yeah, so and that is all like, you do this because you started your own merch brand basically.
Yeah.
Now. And it's really cool. I'm really proud of you because you've been making a lot of progress on that. It's
It's
just
pretty wild. This one,
amazing.
I kind of want to. I don't know how I feel about this one. It's kind of a bigger shirt, right?
Mhm.
And so, because I have very limited space to work, it kind of stayed concentrated in smaller areas. I'm trying to decide if I want to dye it again, but focus up on the areas that are more untouched. But I kind of think it's a mood, kind
Is
of
it
a
someone's
look,
shirt?
huh?
Is it someone's
Yeah.
shirt?
But I don't think they
Okay.
listen to the podcast. So
Oh, okay. Well, no, I'm just saying that not because they're listening to podcasts or anything. I was just saying like if they have maybe another color in mind that you want to do a color combination. Or whatever.
I'm hesitant to add a secondary color to that because it wasn't in the original go, and
Yeah,
it might
makes sense.
interact weirdly.
Yeah, it might be
But I don't know. I think I might just leave it, and I don't know, include a coupon for another shirt too because I'm personally not super satisfied with it. I don't know.
That is a good practice, honestly.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's hard to. I mean, you can't be consistent with tie dyeing, right? So it's just like it's whatever. like and do the best I
Just got a
can.
fly in my hand while you were talking.
Hell yeah. Alas.
Did I? Yes, there it is.
But yeah, so I've got
Yeah.
those 6 that I just pulled out. I've got yours, I've got Shane's over there. And then I have 5 more in the dryer right now. And then I
Yep.
got to take all of them. I've already screen printed the bird on 2 of them. I have to screen print the bird on 11 of them and then screen print the tag on 16 of them. So
That is, I'm so impressed and so excited for where this is going.
it's pretty fantastic. I'm really
And
happy
it
about it.
It also speaks to the fact of you doing a 9 to 5, then doing streams, then doing podcasts, and then doing that.
Yeah.
Like ice dyeing takes a
Takes
whole
a
day.
lot. Well, the thing is, at the very least, it's kind of a set it and forget it thing. So I can queue it up. I depending on the shirt sizing, I can get 6 going at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So I can set
you
6
need
to
a
run.
dedicated space.
I do, and the thing is, I could use my garage, but it's too cold, so the ice
Yeah.
won't melt.
Yeah.
So I have to do it inside right now. But once it starts warming up, then I can do it in my garage, and I can
Yeah.
go really fast. So
But one thing I think I'm gonna, I don't want to spoil really who like the people that we have lined up for the future. But we have a person who I'm really excited to talk about. Talk to because of what you are doing now.
yeah,
I think you guys, people who listen to our podcast, will probably be able to guess because of
Yeah.
like the way that we share audiences with people.
that's true.
But one of the people that we have lined up for guesting on the podcast, I'm actually really excited to talk to about their endeavors in the similar space, and it's just like, ooh, I'm so excited. Like,
Yeah.
I know that last
gonna be a
week's
lot of
podcast
fun.
was probably kind of a bummer. And we're sorry about that because it was kind of
I mean,
the whole week was a bummer.
yeah,
Like the
we-
whole
everybody
thing
was in a rough place last week.
yeah, it was just a lot. But yeah, it's we are genuinely excited for 2021, and
Which one's
like
it?
there's so many good things lined up, like both like for our podcast too as well, but in general, like for you, yeah, like you started like a really good growth spurt in the last year.
I'd
like
like
in
to
the end
think
of the last
so.
year.
Yeah,
You started like a really good like growing spree, and like you are networking to a lot of really great people that we really enjoy.
Mhm.
So it's like great for you, one thing lining up for you, then there's the merch thing that is lining up for you now. Our podcast is doing great for me. I'm graduating in spring, so
Hell yeah.
it's gonna be like a transition to a different environment. I don't know what's gonna be happening around there. We'll see, but I'll definitely have stuff to talk about. So look
Yeah.
forward to spring, I guess, like for this podcast, because it's gonna be really interesting. I'm gonna take you all on the journey of how fucked up it is to find a job in America in
Hell
arts.
yeah. Hell yeah. Oh
Well, I
my
mean,
God.
not in arts necessarily. Mine is
in game design.
but
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
I might be moving to Canada. Don't know
Jealous.
in this year. So there's a lot of things
Jealous.
lined up to happen this year if everything goes
It's gonna be a big year.
smoothly.
I'm gonna switch to
hopefully.
iPhone this year. Big year. Big year.
Oh Jesus.
Um,
You know, but like we, I think I'm like traumatized because now that I said that, I think about it, and like this is similar stuff that we said last year, and who the fuck knows who's gonna happen? So,
yeah,
you
right.
know?
It's you know what? I think if 2020 taught us anything, it's to go with the flow.
Yeah.
And not to say don't like carpe diem, you know, but also be ready to bend, because if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans, you know.
Oh yeah, I heard that
what
saying before.
What I am
surprisingly.
thinking though, what I think would be pretty cool, is as like thank you gifts to our guests that are coming up, I want to make them a burb podcast. And here's the thing, right? What I want to do, I want to add a special variant that you can only get from being a guest on the podcast. Give the burb a little mic right next to him. So I was just thinking
I'm
about
watching
that.
The podcast right now. I'm really excited. Like,
I really want
I'm
to
like
do
a
it.
toddler who's just been given candy.
Oh, bless.
I'm just so fucking excited.
Yeah, it'll be fun considering how easy it is to just like queue up a screen for printing. Like, fuck it. I'll just
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. I'll just do a quick little tiny screen that just has a bird with a microphone, and it's just like, hell yeah, this is. Thank you for coming on the podcast. Pick 2 colors, and I'll mail you a custom Burb Cup podcast. Burb Cup X Keepin It ADHD. I'll make a special logo for it and everything. It'll be cool.
Oh my god.
Do you want to hear it? Here's an exclusive. Actually, I made a custom screen print tag for the shirts. Right. Like, I'm gonna leave the normal tags in, obviously, so people know what kind of shirt it is and that sort of thing, right? But this is for the first print.
If you hear some weird noise going on in the background of me, it's because somebody's decided to do something really loud.
It's a Burb Cup, and then it has a tiny little bird. It says, "First run."
Oh my god.
It's very cute. The problem, you can read the first and you can see the bird. Run is almost illegible on the actual screen, but yeah.
But it still looks so. It's a really good sketch.
Yeah. So
really
that's going in the collar of the shirts. So
yeah, that's just like, okay, that's just a small taste of what's been happening behind the scenes of everything.
There's a lot.
Get
of shit
excited,
going on.
everybody.
Yeah.
It's gonna get really great in here really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I completely forgot. This is like the thing that I'm doing most of these days is editing content.
Yeah. You're a busy
Like,
bee.
Yeah, one thing that happened to me these past 2 or 3 weeks
Mhm.
is that I've been so busy that I haven't been playing games at all. And when I went into games, I played a couple games and then exited out to go back to my work, and I'm like, who the fuck am I?
You actually enjoy your work. That's
What?
part of it. But also, like, I mean, I feel that. I literally, the only time I've played games lately has been on stream, with the exception of a single round of Faz that I played last night with Guy. Also,
Yeah.
my hands are covered in dye.
I mean, you're tainted by your work.
It's true. Very true.
It's just like all of them saying is that we actually are really busy, and now I'm realizing that we actually are, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I've been talking to Rahlyx about this in like passing, and I was like, I don't understand why I'm so tired lately. Maybe like I'm not getting enough vitamin D, or like am I like not having enough vitamins? And he's like, you're working all day, every day. You have school. You edit stuff for people. We're filming the podcast. You edit the podcast, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. Oops. And only now that in the past week, since Sunday until like yesterday, Jason went on a little vacation for like a little while. Only then have I fucking realized how much time I spend on his stream moderating. And it's like every night, 4 hours.
Yeah.
Since 6 p.m. to 9 or 10 p.m., I am spending in a chat moderating. So like, now that I didn't have that, I would get out of my classes at like 4:30 p.m. I would do my editing work. It's like 6 p.m. and I'm like, well, now what do I do? Like, I don't have anything else to do, so I just go back to editing stuff.
I mean, fair enough. You knock out a whole bunch, you got a big backlog, and then you can kind of take it easy for the.
Well, the problem is I still don't have enough energy for that.
Oh, yeah,
So,
fair enough. Fair enough.
know.
That's a whole mood.
Depression, ADHD, and probably definite lack of vitamins or proper nutrition probably contributed to that. But like, it definitely freed up some of the reserves of my energy from not having to moderate a stream for 4 hours a day.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's something. It's just something else you can kind of set your mind to for a little bit, and especially because you have to be kind of on guard when you're modding as well. Like.
All the time.
Like, I
And
think
you
a
have
lot
to-
of
you
people
have
are
to
like,
look at
"Oh, modding's
bad
easy. You
shit.
just hang out, and if somebody says something stupid, then you can just slap them with the band hammer." And I'm like, it's a lot more complicated than that.
Yeah, there's a lot more that goes into moderating behind the scenes, especially like for bigger channels.
Yeah,
Like moderating for a channel of like 5 to 10 concurrent viewers is
that's
one
fine.
thing.
Yeah, that's mostly hanging out.
Even like up to 50 people, it's usually like pretty tame.
Yeah.
But anywhere after that, when the channel starts to take off, a lot more different work goes into it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of planning, a lot of communication with a streamer, ideally. and a lot of like different features playing. A lot of the time the streamer's doing something, the mods will need to help them.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, every stream is different, but like people just don't realize it. A lot of the time, people just think that, oh, mod is just a cool thing, and then the streamer's gonna recognize me more because I'm always there.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's not. It's
actual work.
You got the order backwards. First, you are always there.
Yeah.
Then the streamer recognizes you. Then you become moderator if you're lucky, because you know it's a job, and if you don't do it, you're just gonna get booted.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
you have to respect.
yeah.
You have to respect the stream, and you have to really care about it to like do the job, because like who the fuck else is gonna voluntarily spend 4 hours like looking at horrible shit and deleting horrible shit out of chat
Yeah.
voluntarily every day?
Dude, I'll be real. One of the reasons I missed going into the office is that it was one of those things where it's like I couldn't do anything else except for work, right? And so I would always be around in streams because it's like, oh, I can have it up.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes life so much easier. And it's like, now I'm at home, so it's kind of like I can't really focus on a stream. And also, nobody's streaming early in the day anymore.
Yeah, everybody's streaming in the evening.
Yeah. Which makes me wish I didn't work a day job so I could be like, yeah, let me just fill this gap that's only filled by UK streamers. Nope.
Yep.
Well. Because if I could stream in the morning, I'd be super down on that. I don't like sleeping in. Like, I do it because I stay up way too late. But I don't
you're
like...
the morning person.
I'm not... Well, I wouldn't go that far. But... like 9:30, I'm good. I wake up naturally around 9:30. So it's like,
I mean, 2021, let's go. Get when you get partnered and you reach a certain threshold, you might be able to modify your schedule.
You know what? I'll be real. If big old Joey B, he drops that 50K forgiveness, then that is something that I could look into doing. But realistically, even if that happened, I would still probably, at least for a while, work the same amount that I was working before, because then I could just knock out the rest of my student debt.
You also benefit from it, because like having a steady income when you are also a streamer or trying to be a full-time streamer is really, really helpful, because it reduces the amount of stress that you put in yourself to like constantly produce content.
Exactly. I get hard on myself now for not having like the same viewer numbers as I did the day before, right? But like, I can only imagine how much harder I would be on myself if it was like, hey, your ability to live in your home right now is contingent on you getting the right amount of people. And I'm like,
yep. It just puts
I'm glad
all
I don't
your
have to worry
focus
about
on
that.
the numbers.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
Which
not
is
where I want
valid,
my
like,
head to be. It is valid. I'm not out here going, don't look at your numbers, because that's just unrealistic, and I really hate every time I see that.
Not
on
everybody's
Twitter.
situation is the same.
Exactly.
Some people literally live off of their stream and off of their content creation, which like who knows why they're doing that? Which is also like giving people advice on, like, if they are not asking for advice on or financial advice, going to people and being like, oh, you're struggling with your profits from your stream, you should probably get a job. Like, you don't know their situation. You don't know who they are. You don't know what they do. You don't know how much they make either. Like, you will never know, because don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So like, but it's still valid. It's valid for people to be focusing on numbers when that's the situation that they're in.
100%. But
like,
it's like for me, literally just my Twitch revenue allows me to either buy tools for streaming better, or do things like Burb Cup. I literally would not be able to afford to do Burb Cup if I didn't have that extra revenue, because, I mean, as is right now, I just hit the break-even point on shirts, and I'm over halfway through my stock, so maybe I should up
you
the
also
price,
you also just started.
That's true, and also I'm giving
that is
out,
also
like,
impressive. Let me say that you literally put the listing out.
Well, to be fair,
what, three days ago?
A little bit. Well, I started pre-order stuff.
Well,
ahead
I mean,
of
it's
time,
still
so.
within a week. Within a week of you doing this, you broke even just from like your community being active, which is impressive as hell.
That's fair play,
and you should not take away from that.
You
should
fair play.
Be proud.
Fair play,
bitch. Bitch, you should be proud.
Bless.
If you want an encouraging soundbite for your days, bitch, you should be proud for whatever the fuck you did today because everything is valid and you're fucking valid. Listen to me. Got it? You're fucking valid.
I had to add the bonk in there. I tried to time it out so it'd get right at the end.
You had to.
But yeah, exactly. It's like you say the whole thing and then bonk to hammer it in.
Yeah, but also just like, okay, to wrap up this topic. Our main point is if you have to worry about the numbers because you depend on the income that you make from your stream, that's valid. Do your thing. You do you. But if you can afford it, having a stable income outside of your stream and being able to focus on the content itself and like tending to your community and like actually fostering a community pays off a lot more, and also like in general pays off in success, as in like the growth is organic a lot of the time because you're not focusing on the numbers themselves, and rather you're focusing on the quality of your interaction with your community.
Exactly.
Which is
that's what I've been
a
enjoying.
Superior way. People can see it.
Yeah. It's
people,
tangible.
The new people who come into your community can actually see what your community is about. So.
Yeah. And it was one of those things where it's like if I wasn't as active in getting to know my community as a community better, then we probably wouldn't have had goofs like Minecraft last night, which was stupid fun. So like
the TikTok that I made of
it's such a good TikTok, and I want to check it, but I'm like, no, trust in the algorithm. Don't open the app. Like
that's one thing that I wanted to talk about in this episode about the TikTok algorithm, but I guess I'm gonna save it for another one because
no, we could just put it in. Whatever, dude.
Like, we before the podcast we were
we're like, what are we
talking about? How there's not been much happening and we don't know what we're gonna talk about besides phones. Yeah. And here we are, 56 minutes in.
I mean, let's be real. I feel like we do this every time we're about to start an episode. We're like, I don't know what to talk about, whatever. And we get on one topic, and then all of a sudden we're just like, yes, let's talk about this for forever.
Yeah, let's just ramble about this for the next 20 minutes.
Exactly. It's just,
but
yeah, it's just what we do.
It just speaks to the point of how well we get along.
That's very true.
Because we can literally talk about anything for literally an hour straight.
Oh, bless. I mean, I think a very good testament to how well we get along is when you picked me up from the bus depot in LA, and it was just like, no worries there. We fucking, what was it, like 2 more hours to San Diego, and it was like, dude, we were just vibing.
I mean, it was actually on the way.
Yeah,
okay?
I mean, yes, it's true. I literally for context for people who don't know, last TwitchCon, my whole plan
was 2019.
2019, yes.
Yes.
My whole plan, I flew because I was going to fly into San Diego, but I fly on my brother's passes because he works for an airline. And flying into San Diego during a convention is impossible when you fly standby. But then I was looking and I was like, but LA is not an issue. So I flew to LA the night before and stayed with a buddy of mine who lives in LA. And then I was like, cool, well, I'll just hop on a Greyhound. It's $30. So we'll just zip up the road, whatever, no problem. So I get to the bus station, and they're like, "Your bus is delayed." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Do we know when?" And they're like, "Nope, no idea." And so the bus that's supposed to take us pulls up, lets everybody off. Dude gets out of the bus, has a cigarette, gets back in the bus, leaves. I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, well, okay, they scheduled me on the next one, but it's kind of like it's going to be close, right? Because there's a lot of people. And I was like, all right, whatever. I looked at Google Maps because I was like, I know where Scarfee lives, and I know roughly the time he left. So I look at Google Maps and I'm like, okay, Scarfee should be like right around LA, like right now. And so I called you and I was like, hey, where are you? And you're like, just outside of LA, I think. And I'm like, cool. Do you want to pick me up at the bus station in downtown Los Angeles? And you're like, why? And I'm like, 'cause my bus. And you're like, yeah, okay, cool, whatever.
I don't think you even finished the sentence when I asked you why.
Yeah, right.
And you were like, because my bus. And I was like, okay, on my way.
Yeah, I'll be there, whatever.
Okay, be right there.
Oh god, it was a good time.
I'm just gonna have to pull over at a stop on my navigation.
Yeah.
Then I will have to go back to it. To a whole, like, but like, no worry, I'll be there.
Oh shit, that's too good.
Yeah. So That's just like, and that was I think that was the first time I've ever met in person.
Yep. I don't think we'd even at that point. Well, okay, maybe I'd watched you stream, but I don't think at that point we'd ever even like video chatted with each other.
Yeah, back when I streamed.
Yeah, exactly. Right. A little less. But yeah, so it was just kind of like, it was like, oh yeah, most people would be like, I'm terrified to be in a car alone with this person that I've never actually met. Like, we've talked online a lot and we're good friends, but like, I've never actually met you. And it was like, no, whatever. Like, let's go. Hop in the car. Let's fucking boogie.
Yeah.
It's a good time. And then we stayed in our shitty Airbnb with Bree. That was a good time. God, I miss Bree. Oh.
Yeah, I miss Bree too.
She literally
Bree,
lives like 2 hours away from me. Hi, Bree. I was talking to Bree.
I know she
earlier.
actually watches our podcast. That's some like she commented on some of the episodes.
I never check the comments, and I really should.
You should. I'm doing all of the social network work for you.
That's very true. Honestly, I'll go in when
this is the
we
look
do
behind
the
the scenes for everybody.
You're right. I'll go in when you set the uploads to go in overnight. That morning, I'll go through and I'll look through all the comments that I haven't seen. That's pretty much the only time I do it. I really need to be more like, yeah, let's look at. I'm bad at this part because I do too many things.
Usually, whenever you see our podcast account reply to anybody, it's usually me.
I try and put a green heart when it's a me comment. So
yeah, well, I sign off with my name.
Okay. All right, dude. All right.
Okay, I think it's time to wrap this up.
Fuck. All right.
And go to our Inspirbot of the week.
Are you sure?
Which,
because
once again, it's still a trend on Twitter, and it's still we did it months before you.
It's true.
Everybody, suck it.
We were cool first, so I don't know. I don't know if we need to wrap up just yet. Audacity's telling me the disk space remaining for recording is 9 hours and 12 minutes.
So we could just technically stay here and just talk into tomorrow.
Exactly, dude. Who needs sleep? Not me. Not I, said the purple Rahlyx. Let's see. I'm purple.
What?
Purple.
Well, I mean,
Instead
yeah,
of
but
the little red hen.
okay. Everything I'm getting is just either complete nonsense or makes too much sense. it's
Oh, that one's dark.
It's either complete nonsense or it makes too much sense. No in between.
And
that's me as a person.
I just got one that is disturbingly relevant. If you know my story about Halloween 2019, it just said psychiatrists become psychiatrists out of lust, and I was like, no. Leave me alone.
Oh, that story. I completely forgot about it.
I hate that story.
I don't know. Back to our Halloween episodes.
Yeah, okay.
We're going to put it in the card somewhere. Go watch it.
Hell yeah. Popular is he who creates. What? All right.
I'm still like generating some. Oh, okay, go ahead.
It's kind of weird. It's a cat on a pink background, and there is a woman's hand reaching out and holding sunglasses in front of the cat. And the caption says, "Popular is he who creates his oxen, but more popular is he who creates his silver."
What?
Yeah. Yeah, think about that one.
What is oxen?
Like an ox, like a cow, but a big cow, an ox. Do you not know what an ox is?
I've never
Pass me the ox.
I didn't know what an ox was. It's not that I've never seen one. I have never heard the word.
Oh yeah,
itself.
It's just
like I never heard the name.
It's just a really big cow, basically, and he got big horns, and he pokes you with them. He's like, anyway. I'm an ox. You stole my socks. Now I'm gonna poke you with my big horn.
If you make your own cow, you make your own silver.
Exactly. Well, you're popular if you make a cow. You're more popular if you make silver. Basically, if you provide food, you're popular. But if you provide money, you're more popular.
Well, I mean, yeah, that kind of goes against the whole message that we have been saying this entire podcast.
That's very true. All right.
If you throw money at people, you're gonna be more popular.
I mean, not wrong. That's the whole concept behind giving out free stickers. Why do you think TwitchCon is just full of people giving out stickers?
Before we give away all of the manipulation schemes.
Oh, let me tell you, if anybody's ever walked up to you and said, "Wow, you love my content, here's a sticker," you just got played.
Okay, I got one.
All right, let's see it.
It's mostly nothing, but it's it's an Inspirebot quote. So what are we expecting? It's a close-up picture of a pink flower. I don't know which one it is. Botanists don't come for me, but over the top of this picture of beautiful pink flower, in Comic Sans text, it says, "You should tell people that you are a clown."
That's the one. I love that one so much. Oh my god!
I give everybody permission to use that however you want.
You should tell everyone you're a clown.
Oh god.
Alas.
Okay.
On that
note, and on that note of you being a clown,
Good
we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.